Designing and developing a website from scratch isn't exactly simple and easy, and it can get pretty pricey. But in this video series, we're going to create and launch an awesome website together. The best part? All the tools we'll use are free, including the website hosting. To make this project manageable, I've broken it down into 3 main parts. First up is part 1, we're focusing on designing the website. We call this user interface design, or UI design for short. Then comes part 2, this is where we'll build the actual website based on our design using HTML. We'll turn our design into a real, working website. Finally, in part 3, we're going to deploy our website to a live server. This means your website will be accessible to anyone on the internet. This is the final design we'll be creating throughout this video. I've included all the necessary design assets in the description below to help you follow along with the tutorial. At the end of each video, you'll get a practical assignment to help you practice what you've learned. I'll be keeping an eye on the comments section to check your progress and answer any questions you might have. Your feedback is super important to me, it helps me make tutorials that actually help you learn better. Let's get started. Visit figma.com and click Get Started. Use your email and password to create an account. Just check your email inbox, and you'll see an email to verify your account. Click on the verification link, and it'll take you straight to the dashboard. Just answer a few questions to get your account set up. Figma will guide you through a simple tour. Click Next to proceed to the next step. Now that everything is completed, we can start designing our website. To select multiple items, just click and drag with your mouse, then hit backspace to get rid of them. Click the file and delete 2 text layers. Next, press F to pick a frame, or find it using the frame icon. Go ahead and select a frame, I'm picking the MacBook Pro 14-inch. This will create a new frame for you. You can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel or by pressing Command with plus or minus on a Mac, or Control with plus or minus on Windows. Open up the Assets folder I shared, then drag and drop the logo into the frame, placing it in the top left corner. If you want to move the frame around, press the spacebar, click to grab it and drag it wherever you want. To add text, click on the text icon or press T on your keyboard. Now let's whip up the navigation bar. We're using the railway font in medium style. You can copy and paste the text by right-clicking and selecting Copy and Paste, or by pressing Ctrl, or Command, plus C to copy and V to paste. Another way to do it is to hold down the Alt key, click on the text layer you want to copy, and then drag and drop it. While holding Alt, if you also press Shift, it'll keep the file aligned horizontally or vertically with the other text layer. Select the About text, and while holding Alt, hover over Home. You will see a small tooltip appear with a number indicating the space between the Home and About text layers. You can adjust the selected text layer using the arrow keys. You can also select all your text layers by clicking and dragging, so you can move them all at once. By selecting the logo and all the text layers, you can easily line them up horizontally. Now that the header is done, drag and drop the hero image from the Assets folder and position it on the right side, right below the header. Next, let's add the hero text. Press T and click below the logo to create the text. Make it larger and change the style to bold. You might notice that the text overlaps the hero image. To fix the text layer's width, click on it to show the blue box, then hover over the edge until your cursor changes. Click and drag to adjust it to the size you want. Change the text color to match the logo. Choose the fill color option, then use the color picker icon to pick any color from the artboard. Also, update the navigation bar text colors to the same as the logo color. Now, let's work on the hero description text. Press T to select the text tool. This time, we'll set the size of the text layer before adding the text. Click and drag to set the size you need, then type or paste your text inside the box. Align the description text to the left and place it below the hero text. Reduce the font size and change the color to gray. Now, let's add the hero button, or call to action button. Select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Drag and drop the color palette from the Assets folder. Select your rectangle and pick the fill color from the palette. Next, let's round the corners of the button. You can type in a number or click and drag on the border radius to adjust it. Now, add the text, Order Now. Make the text size smaller, change the color to white and set it to bold. Finally, drag and drop the right arrow icon into the button, aligning the text and the icon both horizontally and vertically. And that's it. The hero section is done. Now, drag and drop the package image into the frame. It looks like we don't have enough room to fit it in. To make more space, click on the frame name, and you'll be able to manually adjust the width and height. Place the package image right below the hero section. Next, it's time to add the text. Use the text tool to create a new text layer and tweak the size, style, position, and color to your liking. Now, let's make the 20% part stand out by selecting that text and changing its fill color. For the description text, just copy it from the hero section. Hold down Alt, click, drag, and drop the text below the discount info. Now we need to create a wavy background. Select the pen tool or press P. Click left side inside the frame, then click and drag in the middle until you are satisfied with the shape. Once you're happy with it, click on the right side to add another point. Now that your wave shape is created, we need to complete it so we can fill it with color. Press and hold Shift, then click below the last point you added on the right side. While still holding Shift, click on the left side where you first placed the initial point. Finally, click on the first point again to close the path we created. You can change the border color in the stroke section or add a fill color in the fill section. Now we have a little issue. The shape is on top of the image, but it should be below it. On the left, you'll see all the layers grouped under the frame called MacBook Pro 14. The color palette sits outside the frame, so it appears before it. You'll spot the wavy shape we created, just drag it below the other layers. Now it's sitting below the package image, so the image is visible like we wanted. Resize the frame so the wavy design is fully visible. Also, I realized I picked the wrong background color, so grab the right one from the color palette. You can ditch the border color since we don't need it. With the discount section done, we can move on to adding 3 sections about the company on that wavy design we just made. Just drag and drop the globe icon into the frame. Add a title for it, and tweak the size, style, and position. Make sure the text is centered and lines up nicely with the globe icon. If you can't see the description text after copying and pasting, it's probably because that text layer is below the vector layer we just created. Just move the vector layer below the text layer in the Layers panel. Now, when you try to select everything, the text and the icon, the vector layer gets in the way. You can click and drag to select the text from outside the frame, but it'll select the vector layer too. If you want to deselect that, hold down the Control key, or Command on a Mac, and click on the vector design. You can click it again while holding Control or Command to select it back. This can be frustrating if you have to do it repeatedly. If you hover over the vector layer, you'll see 2 icons, one that looks like an eye and another that resembles a padlock. Clicking the eye icon will toggle the layer's visibility on or off. If you click the padlock icon, the layer will be locked, allowing you to select or move other layers, but you can still change the layer order. Next, select the text and the globe icon and duplicate them. To make things easier, let's group those 3 items together. Now we can select all 3 layers. Hold down the Alt key while duplicating the group you just made, and check the spacing to make sure everything looks good. Now, drag and drop the plant icon into the frame. You'll see that it lands outside of the group. Even if you drop it on top of the globe icon, it'll still be outside. Just open the group, move the plant icon inside, and delete the globe icon. Do the same for the face icon. Finally, update the titles and descriptions of the group texts. And that wraps up the 3rd section of the website. For the final section, drag and drop the gift image into the frame, placing it on the right side. Copy and paste the title, then change the text as needed. Next, copy and paste the description text and modify it accordingly. Add a rectangle to resemble a text input. Remove the fill color and set a light gray color for the border. Adjust the border radius to your preference. Then add the text name inside the rectangle. Select both the text and the rectangle and create a group. Duplicate this group 3 times, changing the text to address, and for the last one, modify it to say order now and align the text to the middle. Select the rectangle again, remove the background, and apply a fill color. Change the text color to white. Select all the layers we've created, except for the image, and align them with the image. That wraps up the third section. Next up is the footer. Drag and drop the logo and place it in the left side and graph and drop the Facebook and Instagram icons and place them in the right side. Align logo and icons horizontally. Below that, add some copyright text and center it within the frame. And that's it. Our website is done. You can double-click on the MacBook Pro 14-inch frame to change its name. Selecting the frame will let you export it as a PNG, JPEG, PDF, or SVG. Now that you understand the basics of designing a website, your next task is to create 2 pages, one for About and another for Contact. Share your designs in the comments section. In the next episode, we'll dive into building the website with HTML. If you're excited, be sure to subscribe so YouTube can notify you when the next video drops. Plus, if you like this video, YouTube will suggest it to others who are into learning new things. See you in the next video.